Oops. All right, let's get this live stream going. Live on Facebook. Oops, and we need this here. Oh, here we go. Copy. All right, and that is not working, so we're going to try it again here. Going live on Facebook. Yes, perfect. Share to your group. And it is League of Badass Butterflies. There we go. It is working. Yes. All right. All right, everybody. Hello. It's Crystalline here. And let's see. Let me just make sure that all my technology is working in my favor. Let's make sure that my technology is not working against me. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Very good. So, friends, hi. Look, I am broadcasting earlier now because I got to be honest with you. I am a morning bird. I'm a morning flower, okay? I really do well in the mornings. And when it was dark, like it was pitch dark, when I was finishing the live streams, and it made me a little, I felt like my day was over with when I was done with the live streams. And so I thought maybe while it's autumn and winter, I should set the times back a little bit to give, just to give me a little bit more daylight time. And I know you all, it's early for you, but it's like I was starting at 4:30 and now I'm starting at 3:30 in Paris. So for you all, if you're on the East Coast, it's 9:30. If you're in Pacific time, I know it's early. It is 6:30. And I'm sorry about that, y'all, but I kind of have to do it so that I can preserve my sanity and not be freaking out at night. Okay. So, hi, my name's Crystalline, and I am Badass Butterfly. I am the founder of Badass Butterfly Spiritual Life Coaching. So I want to thank you for joining me today. And today's topic is one that is it's very personal to me. It's about moms. I am not a mom. I'm a dog mom, and people like to say dog mom, but I don't actually say that. I have a dog, but I don't have children. But a lot of my students in my program have children, and I'm always amazed by the dedication of these moms and the fierceness of a mother. You don't want to fuck with a mother. I do love that. I do love it. And I wanted today to talk to you all about being a mom and running your business. And I want to give you a little bit of, I want to give you some of my insights, and you all understanding that I'm not a mom. I want you to take what I say with a grain of salt, but also to understand my particular background might be a little different than your background. And I know that if there's anything that I say that rings true for you or that feels helpful for you, that's kind of really what I'm looking for, as opposed to, I'm not trying to give moms advice, not at all. But I had a single mom who raised me, did a damn good job of raising me, I must say. Okay. But also did a really good job in her business. So I want to just talk to you from my perspective as a woman who watched her mom be successful. So, is there anything else I want to say? Oh, I do want to remind you all that we just finished Spiritual Life Coach Startup Boot Camp. Okay, we finished that on Sunday. 3 cheers for us, okay? And if you want to watch the replays, you need to finish them now because we're going to take the replays down on Sunday. So this is your last chance to catch them. Also, if you know that you are ready to become a spiritual life coach and you're ready to get into my program, then you definitely want to book yourself in for a strategy call. It's free to do a strategy call, and it's for people who are ready to get started on working with me. I want to talk to you. It is imperative. Okay. So there is a link, and Rebecca will drop the link in the Facebook group for you. But yeah, let's talk and let's get you started. Enrollment opens for this particular season on December 4th. All right. So we have just a couple of weeks. So the sooner we talk, the better. All right. Also, if you're watching right now, please let me know if you're watching live or watching the replay. And also, just for fun, how about you drop me some confetti? Confetti drop, please. All right, so when I was a kid, I remember coming home to an empty house. It was 1978, all right? I was 8 years old. I had been staying by myself while my mom was at work for a few years. I started staying by myself when I was 5 years old. And I did not mind being by myself at all, except when there were, something weirded me out, like a bug in the house, like a spider in the house was very scary to me. But when I was about 8 years old, I had my key around my neck, and it was the term they used was latchkey kid. Okay, had my key around my neck. I'd get home, and I loved being at home. I would get home. I would head to the kitchen. I would either eat hot dogs because I loved hot dogs, or I would make pizza out of white bread and tomato sauce and Kraft cheese or whatever, Velveeta cheese, or else I would put a chicken pot pie in the toaster oven. Okay, and after I would eat, I would then go into the living room, and we had a turntable. And we had albums, and I would put on Captain and Tennille, and I would sing and I would dance in the middle of the living room. And that apartment was really beautiful, It was in Inglewood, the place that I'm talking about. We lived in a number of apartments, but this particular apartment was like my favorite place. I loved my room. I loved this ritual of coming home, eating, and dancing and singing to Tina Marie, Captain and Tennille, the Gap Band, anybody like that was in the 1970s and was cool, I was listening to it, okay? There was a lot of sunlight in that room, and it was very clean, and it felt very welcoming. I felt very, very safe in that place, right? And even though I was a latchkey kid, even though I had tremendous independence, okay, I had tremendous freedom. I technically could do whatever I wanted to because there was nobody there to tell me not to do it, okay? It was weird though, because my mom had incredible control. Like, it was as if it was, how they have those little, those cameras hidden in teddy bears? They have those now. We didn't have those back then. My mom had pure intuition, and she had fear. She had fear, she had intuition, and those were her tools for keeping me under control. And she did a good job, okay? And I knew, like, my mom knew stuff, and I hated that she knew stuff, but she did, and it was either do the right thing or get a spanking when I got home because something wasn't right. My mom also always made sure that I had a list of chores to do. So if she got home and those chores weren't done, there was hell to pay. There was hell to pay. So here's the question for you. All right. What do a mother's intuition, a list of chores, and the threat of getting my ass beat all have to do with you building a divine coaching business? I'm gonna I'm gonna just check in and see who's here with me today. Before I give you the answer, I think you all know the answer. Hey, Kia, it's so good to see you. And Selena is here too. It's so good to see you, Selena. And Moyari, 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 Moyari. Did I say it right? Am I saying it right? In my mind, I'm saying it beautifully, but I'm not saying it right. I'm not saying it beautifully with my lips. Okay. Y'all, what do you all think that this has to do? What is me getting my butt beat? My mother and her incredible intuition, all right? What does all of this have to do? Oh, and a list of chores. What does all of this have to do with you as a mom creating your divine coaching business? And I was kind of thinking about this morning, and I'm doing this kind of raw, just it was an idea that came to my mind. And it's just, you all as mothers do a lot of sacrificing. You do a lot of sacrificing. And one of the things that my mom believed in was that in order for me to have the success that I would need in the future, she knew that I would have to sacrifice right now. And I think that's really hard as a kid to understand, but it's not that hard to understand. You know, mom kind of was like, look, this is the best I can do. This is what you get. And this is what I have to do. If you want a roof over your head, if you want an album, if you want Captain and Tennille's newest album, Muskrat Love, you got to let me go to work. And when you get home, you have to act like a mature child. And I did, I did. And the result was that my mom was able to thrive in her work, and I was able to enjoy the benefits of safety, a beautiful home always, and also learning maturity and wisdom, and eventually growing into being my own woman, my own businesswoman. Yeah. Now, you know that your coaching certification and your business is going to reward you in the long run. It's going to give you time, wealth, and financial freedom. And I think it's also important to make it clear in your own mind, and also to share your clarity in a loving way with your family, that everyone in your family gets to enjoy the benefits of, of you working and thriving. When you work for yourself, you have a flexible schedule. Okay. You have that relaxed convenience of working from home. And also, the benefit of not having to commute and not having to deal with traffic, you also have more control. You have more control over your household when you work for yourself, and especially when you can work from home, that WFA lifestyle. Okay. The beautiful thing about working from home, is being able to be a disciplinary force for your children. Uh, Kids love freedom, but kids, I think, also really love having structure. And yes, mom might limit your freedom, but there is a tremendous amount of safety that comes when mom is there and in control. And that counts. Also, there's the pleasure of increased income that everybody gets to enjoy. And, who doesn't enjoy you earning an additional $40,000 in your first year in business, and after you've been in this for a while and you're earning $250,000 or $500,000 because you are really working to build your business properly, who's not going to benefit from that, right? Now, obviously, getting through the certification and the business building process is going to take time. I mean, let's face it, if you're going to receive those rewards, everybody who's going to be on the receiving end of those rewards is going to have to sacrifice, right? And I sacrificed for my mom, and my mom didn't give me a choice with the sacrificing. And I'm not saying you have to do it like my mom did it. My mom was kind of like, look crazy, or as my mom did it, don't do it like my mom did it, look stupid. Okay, mom called me stupid all the time. It was like it was my nickname, but it was so hurtful. It was not a good thing. Okay, I love my mom, and she did a lot of great things for me, but she also did some wacky things that were so not cool. And I do not want you doing the wacky thing like my mom did. It's not okay. If you're doing wacky shit with your kids, stop the wacky shit, get the help you need emotionally so that you aren't doing wacky shit with your kids. Okay, because it's not cool. And it'll really bitter your relationship, so that when your kids grow up and you need them, they're going to be looking at you like, wait, remember all that wacky shit you did when I was a kid? And I asked you not to do it and you insisted. There's a price to pay for that. Anyway, Crystalline just went off. You're seeing the effects of living with a narcissistic parent which is interesting, how you can have, this is why we love our kids, okay? Kids be loving you even when you whacked out crazy. Kids will tolerate you and bless you, and you be whacked out crazy. Just y'all need to change that if you're doing the whacked out crazy thing. All right. Crystalline just went off. She's not going to let her computer blow up today. So she's going to go back to what she wanted to say. Right. So my point is that, like, yes, your children are going to need to sacrifice. Your husband is going to need to sacrifice while you are building your business, because you are a mom. You've got a full-time job. You need to figure out how you're going to keep your marriage alive. You need to figure out how you're going to keep your children happy, right? Overall, you've got to create an environment that supports you and sustains your family while you're working on building your divine coaching business. And it is not all going to happen all at one time. They're never going to be the perfect circumstances. However, there are some things that you can do to accelerate and to make your situation better as soon as possible. So the first thing that I want to suggest that you all do is to establish your own authority within yourself. Okay. Now, I know that it's hard to remember this in reality. It's very easy to say it with the words, but in reality, it's very difficult to live into this. But we are energetic beings first, and we are material beings second, right? It feels the opposite. It feels like we are material beings first and energy is somewhere else in the background. But it's not the truth, okay? Your material self, your material environment is responding to your mindset, your emotions, what you focus on, the choices you make, the repetitive thoughts that go on, and the subconscious environment that you are holding in your mind, okay? So your journey to becoming a certified spiritual life coach begins by giving yourself permission to step into your power as the authority in your own life and the determiner of your own destiny. So if you feel like it right now, I want to give you an affirmation, okay? The affirmation goes like this: I step into my own power, or let's do it even like this: I own my power as the authority in my own life and the determiner of my own destiny. It would be great if somebody could write that down. Rebecca, can you write that down in the comments for me? Let me see if I can do it again. I own my own power. I own my power as the authority in my own life. So I own my power. I own my power as the authority in my own life and the determiner of my own destiny. And the determiner of my own destiny. And I want you all to embrace that. And Rebecca, I want you to put that on a little poster and post that for us as the quote or the affirmation of the week, okay? Because it's important. If you don't start right there, then you can't expect your children and your spouse to fall into line with you. So starting with yourself, that's where it begins. So this affirmation is something you have to live into. Just because you say I step into my power doesn't mean you're stepping into your power. You have to learn what that means to step into your power. But you got to start somewhere. So you start off by saying it, writing it down, praying it, living it, experiencing it step by step, okay? Now, the next thing that you have to do is to make a home management plan, all right? And this is really just a fancy way of saying, like, you need to create a schedule of daily and weekly activities that must happen to keep your household and your family functioning effectively, all right? So there are some things that are non-negotiable about what must happen with your family every day, every night, in the middle of the day, whatever. Okay, those things have to be written down and accounted for, okay? And every family is different, okay? But it might be including like keeping your house clean, meal planning, arranging to get the kids to school as well as to their extracurricular activities like dance, tutoring, all that kind of stuff, okay? The thing is, you got to confront the fact that those things need to be done, and you got to make a steady plan for those things. And I know most of you already have this stuff done because it's happening. But the thing that you're going to need is, like, when you start adding in that you're going to work for 2 hours on your business every day, you got to figure out where you're going to find the time to work on your business, and you've got to sneak it in somewhere. So for example, if you're the one who's taking your kid to dance class, while she's in dance class, you might need to be watching her and encouraging her, or maybe you're sitting outside working on your business. You know, for me, I take my dog out for a walk for 2 hours every day. Every morning he gets a 2-hour walk. What am I doing? I am listening to my coaching program. I am texting into my phone. I'm dictating into my phone my weekly scripts. I'm listening to my coaching calls, so that I can get the help that I need to improve my business. I'm doing all sorts of things while I'm walking. And it's brilliant. but you have to make sure that you are doing those things as opposed to mindlessly scrolling on Facebook or, chatting with your friends and things like that. It's easy to get off track and to think, oh, I don't have time to build a business, but actually you do. You have to sneak in your time and getting clear for yourself about where those spots are, where you can have those moments. If you're not living by a calendar, if you're not an organized mom or leader, household leader, then maybe these kinds of things can offer you a little bit of assistance and get you going there. All right. Now, the other thing that you have to do as a mom is to delegate. And I'm really blown away by how many women won't delegate things to their spouse or to their children. And they say things like, oh, I can't get them to do that. That will never happen. And I wonder, is that true? And when I talk to some moms, they're like, yeah, no, that's not true. That's them. That's the way they manage their house. That's the way they look at things. And for me, I'm not in this situation. I know that in my household, when my mom said to do something, we all did it. Even my stepbrothers and sisters, I have 5 stepbrothers and sisters. When they were when they were at their mom's house, they behaved one way. And when they were at my mom's house, they behaved a very different way. They behaved according to my mom's rules. So same kids, different environments, different responses. So I'm just saying that the opportunity is there for you to delegate and maybe to bring your kids into something maybe different than what you have done before, or maybe what you think that they're capable of. Maybe you'll surprise yourself and find that your kids are much more capable of doing things than you thought. But also maybe it's a question of being patient and figuring out the way to show them or the way to get them to help to do things that you need them to do, maybe adjusting how you're asking. All right, and look, I'm going to check in and see who's got any feedback here. Excuse me. All right. Good morning, Selena. Hi, Selena. I'm glad you joined. Discipline, showing how to have responsibility. Yeah, this is really important. Thank you for bringing in the word discipline as well, by the way. I personally was very resistant to discipline at one period, and then it is now my best friend. Discipline is now my best friend, and I am very appreciative of it. So yes, discipline is a part of this, and it really is about when you step into your power, you stepping into your discipline. It's one thing to discipline, help your kids have discipline, but it's another thing for you to be disciplined with your teaching and your leadership. Okay. So getting your kids on board and your spouse on board with your agenda is really essential, so that you're not trying to build your business in an environment of resistance. Okay. Communication, I think, is going to be really important for you. Communication and patience and time. I am not saying that today you should go in and tell your kids what the law is now, the new rules, and that everything's going to fall into place tomorrow. I personally like James Clear and his Atomic Habits kind of biggest tip is the 1% rule. You just make a 1% improvement every day, and that changes the trajectory. So you don't need to go in there and force your family to change today, but maybe over the next 2 or 3 months, you can start integrating things and getting people doing things slowly, surely, differently. All right. Yeah, just don't expect things to happen right away. But I think, though, here's the thing. within yourself, getting clear in yourself about what you need and how it's going to be benefiting your family and the universe is also going to help you step into that alignment more powerfully. So remember, before you start asking your kids and your spouse to do something, you need to get you on board and correct, okay? So making sure that you are doing the work within yourself, I think, is going to be equally as important as talking to your kids, but you first. So you get clear about why you want to be a life coach and why this is important and how it's going to benefit your family. And then ask your family to participate with you in the journey, okay? The last thing I want to say, my last point, is that you can set yourself up for success beginning right now. Okay, so you start with your mindset, you get clear about your why, okay? And you need to enjoy your alignment, and practice, okay? Including your visualization, right? So imagining the joy of being in spiritual alignment, imagining working in your own business in service to the divine. That's really important. As a part of your daily practice, you make a list of why you can study one of your reasons why every day. Every day you make a new reason why it's important for you to be in your business, and you write that out. And maybe you share that with your family every day, or, integrate them in the process with you. And lastly, and I could have probably said this first, but I think it has more meaning when you say it at the end. Ask Spirit to help you manage your home and take care of your children and nurture your marriage or your partnership, okay? Remembering that you're not alone in this. And the first thing you delegate is to your higher self and your spiritual guidance team. You won't get any resistance from them. They're going to be, you tell them what to do, they're going to be like, yeah, I'll take care of that, no problem, right? So remember to gather them together and tell them what you want. Do that in your morning meditation, right? Set your intentions and tell the universe what you want to get accomplished today, what you want to make happen. And just remember to get out of their way so that they can bring you what you desire. Don't let fear, doubt, anxiety, and your own limiting beliefs stop the flow of the divine that wants to work on your behalf. And this is true whether it's, you and 10 kids, or you and 3 kids, or you and no kids, you and your dog, okay? It doesn't matter. This last thing is really important. Making sure that you and Spirit are on board and you're communicating your desires clearly and you're taking action on behalf of your desires. Okay? So I want to remind you all that the replays for Spiritual Life Coach Startup Bootcamp are in the League of Badass Butterflies. They're all there. And they will be there until this coming Sunday. I will be taking them down on Sunday. And if you are ready to start making your dream of becoming a spiritual life coach real, then it's time for you to book in a strategy call to talk to me. Now, look, y'all, if you are not ready to invest in yourself right now, then this is not the time to book a strategy call. But if you are ready and you are serious about this, then book yourself in, okay? All right, my friends. Crystalline's going to sign off. I look forward to seeing you here next week at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Let me just double check and make sure that I don't have any last minute words there on Facebook, and we're looking good. Thank you all very much for joining. I'll see you. I'll see you. I'll see you in this. I'm good. Look, I normally do the live streams only on Tuesday, but I have a feeling I've got a couple more live streams coming through because I want to talk about some of the debrief. I want to debrief from boot camp. Okay. All right. See you. Oh, and Alicia's there. I see y'all there now. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Lydia. Yes. See you next week. Yes, for sure. But actually, I'll see you later in the week. All right. Okay, everyone. I'm signing off. Bye for now.